So one more thing I wanted to say before we call it good is when you're doing, let's say you're doing a lot of pieces and you haven't really paid any attention to the sizes of the squares that you're making. You're just randomly making pillows and you're hand quilting all of your little pillows. So it usually fits, but if it doesn't and you need like one spot, you can pretty much gauge, like cut another square that's maybe, I don't know, 1/2 of an inch to a little bit 3/4 of an inch bigger than what you need. You can make a little square to fit in there. With this type of thing, I decided, at first I was going to make one to fit in there, but then I decided, nah, I'm going to just have that be open. And as you can see, this one doesn't really, it goes over the top of this one, and I just sewed it on. So you can do that sort of thing. I did that on this one as well. You can see that this is just 4 pieces, but this little piece was sewn on after the fact over the top of it, and again just whip stitched it on. And then the other thing is so when you do something like this little window, you're going to take your pillow, as good as you can, just hold it and cut a hole in it, or you can kind of hand stitch it around the area that you're gonna want to do that in, but you're gonna cut a hole right straight through the pillow, including the batting and everything, and then you're just gonna whip stitch it around and around and around and around. You can go around it like maybe 4 times to make it solid, and you don't see any of the batting coming through. Something else, these buttons, you don't want to sew those buttons on as you're quilting. It's better to quilt first and then add your embellishments. And some, you can't really see it, but there's some beads here. The beads are sewn on with a smaller thread, and you definitely want to do that at the end after all the quilting is done, otherwise it's going to get loose. So you can see that really fine thread that I went in there, and I added all of those types of things. So anyways, the adding the stuff on at the end is kind of fun. Here's just some little things that I sewed on. It's a really fun medium to just play if you really like fabric, which I really do. It's just a fun way to use the fabric and hand stitching, and it's a simple technique, but it turns into something better, I think. This little one is like, I could have made one that fit this whole entire space, but I kind of like that, and I had already done that. So anyways, have fun with it.